Hello farmers, and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. And just as I started to hit the record button, it's starting to rain. It's actually been 2 days in game before the grass actually turned to hay. So needless to say, I'm not too pleased about that. But what are you going to do about it? I just repaired the baler for 500 buckaroos, so this is all set to go. I'm going to turn that on so I don't forget. And we're going to start baling up the hay into bales, so I don't think once it turns to hay I'm going to lose too much. Unfortunately as well, I was actually going to start the episode with driving the Peterbilt down because our oat field is ready to be harvested. But now that's on hold because it is raining. So yeah, last episode we cut the grass and it was a good day for drying. It was a 1+ symbol, so you thought, I think the grass moisture was at 11% or something like that. So I did not think it was going to take too long. I had it there too long for the grass to dry. I waited, so I said, okay, maybe even by the end of the day. No, okay, so let's go to nighttime next day. All right, how about noon? Give it a full day. No, okay. Nighttime and morning, and now here we are. So, yeah. I want to get this baled quickly. I don't know once, I can't remember in seasons, once it turns to hay, can it turn back to dry grass? I don't know. I know it can go from dry grass to wet grass when it rains. So let's go ahead and get this stuff unfolded. I said... oh, it was unfolding. Sorry, I just didn't give it enough time there. Let's go ahead and get this baled up as soon as we can. So maybe our day's going to be stuck here in the grass field. It does need to be picked up as we're doing, but it does need lime and fertilizer. Let's go ahead and lower that. I'll turn that on right away. And let's try to get this baled up as soon as we can. Luckily, it's not a heavy rain. In the forecast, it wasn't showing it wasn't going to rain until about 9 o'clock. It actually showed like a 6 o'clock, like a 5% chance of raining, and it's only 6:45 in the morning here. Go on and follow me. There we go. Let's us run around here. So no time to waste. So yeah, at the beginning of the episode, well, at least if I started this morning off, I'm like, okay, the rain's going to come somewhere around 9 o'clock. So at 1 times the speed, I should be able to get done just about anything I want to get done. Really, it shouldn't be that difficult to do. And all I did was hook up the baler to the vulture to the baler and bring it over to the woodshed to get it fixed. And it started to drizzle, and now here we are. So hopefully we can get this picked up in no time flat. Wait, are you behind me? Yes, you are. And it's going to do a somewhat okay job. Like I said, let's see if we can pick this up as quickly as we can, because like I said, I don't know if it can turn from hay back to dry grass. I don't think it should be able to. But like I said, I know if it was dry grass, it could turn to wet grass. I did test that out on Green Mountain Forest when I was doing that map. So, change of plans for myself this episode. I thought we were going to get started on, harvesting the oats, getting that up and going. It's not going to be an all-day rain. At least the forecast is showing it as not an all-day rain. But once the crops are wet, we got to wait for them to dry. So by the time they dry, it may start raining again. So there's that. So all we're, as for the oat field itself, yeah, we're going to harvest the oats and then replant with soybeans. And of course, soybeans are kind of crucial because that brings a lot of money. I am going to double check just to make sure, but field number 11 is ready for harvest. I may take that as a contract, but not actually harvest the field, because we may buy that field. And the reason why I want to do that is because, well, that might be our future corn chaff field here. Keep moving that around. You want to come along here? I know I can windrow it faster than you can bale it. So all I did for the last 2 days since we cut the grass was this advanced time. And I know when you advance time real fast, you do have to slow it down first thing in the morning to give the chance for the map to update. And I gave it about a good 2 or 3 minutes each time, and just to try to do some of the things you would do to make sure it hasn't switched, and it didn't switch. And I couldn't believe I actually had to go 2 days for this to turn to hay. But it is what it is. This is the only thing for the geo for this map. As for the grass fields, grass making hay, yeah, it just doesn't. I don't approve of it too much. We only get one cut of the grass per year, and then it seems like when we do cut it, for it to dry, even on good days, it doesn't seem to dry at all. I mean, apparently it does, but just not at the rate as you see on other maps. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, we'll try to get this baled up as quickly as we can, just in case. Like I said, I don't think it's going to turn back to grass. I don't think it can. But then again, I never tested that in seasons. Like, once it's hay, I figured it's going to be hay. The one thing it will do, being out in the rain like this, is it will slowly decompose the hay. Not as fast if it was grass, but it definitely will decompose being out in the rain. Now, I should be trying to make these lines straight as I can, because every time I turn, follow me will not exactly follow the path to where the swath is. It'll follow the tractor's path, if that makes any sense. I gotta make sure I don't get too far ahead here. I think follow me can follow 300 tracing points. So if you get too far ahead, then it just can't calculate. The Volter should be up to specs, and we know the baler is. I just repaired the darn thing. Come on, Frank, it's raining out. We got to make sure we get this all baled up, and then package it up and put it into the shed. I know you're going to miss quite a few spots around here, and I'll have to go around grab it all later. But I got another field to do after this, and he should know that. I just couldn't believe when I checked the forecast. When it was the previous day, I was checking the forecast. I'm like, okay, it's going to rain tomorrow, but not until 9 o'clock-ish. So I thought I was going to be okay, but here it is, yeah. I mean, close enough. So this is what I was saying before about how big of a windrower we have, and it leaves such a wide or a tall swath, and the baler kind of has an issue of picking up that much. And I haven't gone into the files to make the pickup area wider. I tried it once way back when, and I failed at it, and I just haven't been back in again to try it, to change the numbers the way it should be. I changed the numbers in the XML files so much I thought it was going to be more than enough, and it did it slightly, but not enough. So I was like, okay, well, you can see it's not enough because it's doing the same thing. I'm like, man, did I not? I thought that was going to be more than enough of a pickup area, but apparently either I may have changed the wrong numbers, or I just didn't go more than enough. Boy, that Volter seems kind of slow today. Gonna move on, Frank. He might be a little confused because I told him he's going to be harvesting today, and he's like, what? This is not harvesting? Well, in a way it is. In a small way it is. So hard to find good help these days. Look at the pieces he's missing on the corners. Wait, is that a... How did you get a hay bale way the heck over here? Alright, I'm going to have to move that. Luckily, I ate my Wheaties this morning, so let's come over here and pick this up. 20,000 liters of hay. Yeah, I can pick that up and move it. Now, I'm just curious, because it is raining, but we are playing at 1 times the speed, so it still says 20,000 liters in there. Well, what that did do is allow him to catch back up to us. So I don't know if there's going to be any harvesting today. It might be all just picking up hay, which I said originally I may not even show, but here we are. But then again, like I said, literally as I was getting ready to record, I'm like, okay, we're going to start off by going down to the oat field, get ready to harvest that, put that on a worker, and then we're going to come up here and then do this. But looks like it's going to be just this. Oh yeah, I want to double check. Let's go back in here. I don't know if it'll give me the harvesting contract because it's raining. So it may not show it there. As long... Oh, they didn't harvest it yet, did they? No. How is the... I'm not gonna be able to see how well it's fertilized because of precision farming. So that's not going to show me anything. Alright. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm thinking about buying that field. Just to mix it up a little bit. And just to be prepared. That way, if I don't like doing the corn harvest in field number 30, I can go ahead and switch it over. And I can put field 30 back to doing some other crops. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you. So what I may end up doing is doing like field 11 for corn. And when it gets to be not enough, then maybe do like field 31 for corn as well. And then turn field 30 and 29 maybe into another cereal crop field. And we get a lot of straw and a lot to sell. Or I can just do whatever I want in these fields as we please. It's an idea. I'm not going to call them plans anymore because I changed the plans too darn fast. Too darn fast. Baling in the rain. I'm trying to think if I've ever baled in the rain before. I was actually wondering what allowed me to do it, but the work that I have the worker doing... You know, it's not one of those things. I think the only thing we can't do when it rains in Farming Simulator is harvest. I think we can plow, we can cultivate, we can seed, we can do a lot of things, but the one thing you can't do is harvest. I know there are mods out there that will allow you to harvest when it's raining. I wish they would allow us to harvest when it rains, but do like what Farmer's Dynasty did. So I remember in Farmer's Dynasty, you can harvest when it rains, but your yield goes way, way down. In that game, I think I remember doing it. I know I did a test in Farmer's Dynasty on this. So I harvested a field and reloaded the game and waited till it rained and then harvested. I think I only got like 30% of what I did when it wasn't raining. Because obviously the combine has a hard time separating the grain from the stalk and all that good stuff when everything's nice and wet. So I think this episode is going to be, yep, just making some hay bales, and then we'll get our Breedle spreader. We'll throw some lime in it, and I may even put a lime station up here that we have to keep going down there. They're not that expensive. Where are those? Is that under miscellaneous? Alien Gym, where did you put those? I think they're going to be under miscellaneous. Yes, they are. It's going to be this one right here. Fertilizer hut is this liquid and artificial fertilizer. I think lime would be in this one, so $2,700 for the amount of money what we got coming in. I'm more than happy to put a hut up here and just grab some lime from it that way. Definitely going to have to go around afterwards and pick up what Frank missed, but we're getting most of it baled up. What I'm going to do here pretty soon when we finish up windrowing this up, I'm going to bring it on down to the sheds, just park this up for a little bit, grab the Peterbilt and the flatbed, and grab our auto-loading trailer, and we'll go around and pick up these bales. That way I can do some more work around here without getting, well, at least not having the bales in my way. And then I'll go around and pick up the rest of it. Then, like I said, they'll probably just go ahead and take care of the grass fields today. What we're going to do here pretty soon, I want to take care of this field first, because I'm going to set Frank off in the Voltra and the manure spreader and head on a worker and fertilize this field with some cow manure. Then I'll spread lime on it, and then he can get back to work on it again. And while he's spreading this the first time, we're going to be over into the other field, spreading some lime down that field. Then I'll fertilize it afterwards, and then I'll fertilize it again in the fall. At least I should be able to get this field done. I should be able to put fertilizer down, then lime in this field, and then I should be able to put fertilizer down again, because as far as the game's concerned, I didn't fertilize it twice in a row. We'll see. That should work. Usually does, but just because I say it's going to work, it may not work today. just because I can see how my day's going to go in recording episodes here. It's always good to have a backup plan. I mean, worse than that, yeah, now it's starting to rain harder and harder, so we're getting this hay picked up soon enough. Now, I'm pretty sure, I know there's a few farmers out there that actually do watch the channel. I'm pretty sure haying in the rain is something that you would not do at all. So, forgive my realism here, if you want to call it realism. But yeah, you wouldn't want to, I don't think you want to hay in the rain. It's probably not good to bale up some hay when it's really wet. Probably get some mildew in there. And I don't know what the baler, what that would actually do to the baler for wet hay going through it. Let me just see if I can get Frank to pick up this one little row. Now there's bales in the way. Alright, so let me go ahead and fold this up here. And I'll wait for Frank to come up behind me. And then I'll tell him to take a break. Like I said, we're done, get the Peterbilt, and we'll go ahead and pick up these bales, dump them off in the shed. I am going to check, well, before I start picking up, I want to check a couple of the first bales that we made in the other field to see if we're actually losing hay in the rain after it's baled up. Alright, you know what, Frank, that's good enough. Oh, wrong buttons. It should be Shift. Shift F will get rid of the worker. Now, the one thing I may have done is, I think last time I did this, I think I was in the Voltra and doing the windrowing, and Frank was in the Deutzfahr baling. It could be the Voltra just a little bit under horsepower to run that baler, so that's why in some hills and such it was going a little bit slow. But this is something we don't usually do in Farming Simulator, so when it did start to rain, I was like, oh shucks, not what we really want to be doing. Well, I didn't really say shucks, I may have said another word. But, you know, rainy episodes are something we don't... I think I've done one other rainy episode, and that might have been the Pacific Northwest. But we really don't do rainy episodes that often. So this is the windrow I was talking about last episode, maybe trading in. I do like the working with. The one thing I have always noticed that though, when the swath comes out the rear of the windrower, it does, and this is why the baler doesn't pick it up all up, I think, rather that well. It's always missing one side because the swath always doesn't come out directly out of the center. It comes out a little bit to the right of it if you're facing it from the back. Now I'm not going to bother washing that off. It's raining out. Let me go ahead and turn this off here. Is the Peter... Where's my Peter... Oh, there it is. I keep saying, where's my Peter? Where's my Peterbilt? There it is. It's right over here. We're going to leave this right there. I'm not going to try to back it in because, one, I don't want to feel like... I don't really feel like backing up right now. And two, I think I may have kind of blocked my way where that's got to go with the windrower. It's enough out of the way. I could have got it in there. But I'll take care of that another time. And no sense actually backing in because once the crops are dry enough, we're going to be emptying out the combine with oats. Let me just double check on the contract for field number 11. I mean, they shouldn't, if they harvest it in the rain, because right now it is barley. I think they got barley in that field. Where do I need to be? Yeah, it is barley. How big is that field and how much is it? That's the next thing. So it's 9 hectares and it's going to cost $670,000. Okay, so I may not be buying that today. That's $680 for... Okay. All right. Never mind what I was saying. I guess it was a lot more expensive than I thought it should be, or what it actually is. Let's go ahead and turn our autoloader on. Oh, before I start picking these up, I want to come over and just look at a bale or two to see if it still says 20,000 liters on it. Or are we slowly losing some? Yep, we are losing, don't know if you saw it there. Yeah, we've already lost almost, well, just a little over 400 liters out of that bale. So even at 1 times the speed, it's decomposing at a decent rate, actually. So let's go ahead and get these picked up. It's not the end of the world for our hay, only because we're not lacking it, so we're not that dependent on our hay currently. But let's get them picked up and put them in the shed ASAP, or as soon as possible. And I got a lot more to pick up around here, as you can see. And like I said, we'll take care of the field. For how hard it's raining, even though the forecast is showing the rain's going to stop. If I double check the weather, it should be like rain. You know, so we got rain at 9, then rain again between 3 and 6 is going to start. So the crops may not even become dry today in that field to harvest it. I did not check tomorrow's forecast. I was just worried about today because I figured by today the grass would be hay, and it is, but I wasn't expecting the rain to come closer to 6 than 9. And like I said, not much you can do about it. It's just like weather in real life, you know. They forecast it, and it's like, okay, I got a couple hours, and next thing you know, a shower forms a little bit to your west, and the next thing you know, it's raining where you are. Alright, I think that's all the bales off this field. Let's go ahead and unload it while I'm over here. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a full trailer if I go over there. It's got to be over. Oh wait, I can get stuck here because I did it before, so I get stuck. There we go. All right, so I got to turn it off and then unload it onto the trailer. And there we go. They're all into the shed now. They're fine. I'm not going to lose any. At least I shouldn't. That I do believe in the mod description that these sheds are seasons ready. And even though it's actually showing the bales there, I think that's decorative in a way. I could be wrong. Let's go right ahead and pick these on up. Try to get these into the shed as soon as possible. I mean, at just a little over 400 liters I've lost in the earliest bales in that short amount of time. I mean, you add that up, all the bales I got in the field, that's a lot of literage. Is that a word? Literage? I think I've tried to use that word before. Didn't sound right and didn't seem like it worked, but I'm using it again. We're losing a lot of literage in our hay bales here. Like I said, good thing is we're not in dire need of the hay. But the one thing I guess I got to keep in mind on this Geo that I'm using, which is the Griffin Indiana Geo, the whole grass thing. Yeah, like I said, only getting one cut in per season. I could get another cut in the fall. The grass, it would probably be at the lowest setting, lowest harvest height. So, and also it's not going to dry as well. I remember last episode, before we cut the grass, we saw the grass moisture was like at, was it 11 or 17%, somewhere around there. And it still took 2 days for it to dry. Alright, let's go get these into the shed. Alright, so I'm going to spend about probably 15 minutes or so going around picking up the bigger clumps, and then we're going to go ahead and get going on taking care of the grass fields so they're all set for next season. I'm hoping I can find just enough hay to finish off this last bale that we're currently making. Another 1,000 liters or so, and I'll have it. Then the rest I won't care what's on the field because it won't be enough to make a bale. I'm probably gonna have a hard enough time just to try to find these last few liters that I need. Oh, I haven't been up to this corner yet. I wonder if there's a big pile up in this corner that's not rendering in on me. Oh yeah, there's plenty over here. And we'll go dump this off into our shed, and then we'll go ahead and get started on spreading some manure over in field number 1. Yeah, that's good enough. We don't need to be making any more hay because, like I said, it's not going to do me any good because I'll be using it. I don't know if I'll be using it in this in-game day or not, or maybe tomorrow. I have no idea. But we'll be making some straw bales here pretty soon with it, so I'll have to empty out the hay anyways. So let's go ahead and empty out both of those. And let's back into the shed because that was a brilliant move by me. Let's go ahead and fold up the baler. Why aren't you folding? Oh, it won't fold up because there's a bale in there, right? Alright, how about if we empty it out? So now with it being empty, why won't you fold up? That is a good question. That should fold up. Unload baler. Oh, is the baler... Okay, the game's confused because the shed auto-unloaded them. So the game also thinks they're still in there. Alright, so now it should... There we go. It's like, why won't that fold up? It still should have folded up with the hay in there, but I was like, okay, maybe it won't unfold because of the hay. I forgot. I didn't actually unload the baler. The shed auto-unloaded them from the baler, so... Yeah, things get mixed up when you do it that way. You know what? The baler, I might as well just leave right on out in the rain. It can rinse itself off. Like I said, I'll be using that shortly. And now the one job you definitely want to do while it's raining out like it is spread cow manure, because that just makes it smell even better. Much more better than what it actually is. That might be a little bit too close, but that'll work for us. And I don't have to top it off because the worker is going to take it right from the cow barn. So like I said, spread the manure first in field number 1. Then we'll spread some lime on it. And then I should be able to fertilize it again. And then I won't have to worry about field number 1 until next season. This field here, I'll probably just spread lime on it, then fertilize it, and fertilize again later on. Or, you know what, I may do that off camera. Have no idea yet. Alright, sir, get to work. And I think the field is going to be like somewhere along this edge here. There we go, and I'm going to get covered in some manure. There, now it's not completely red and red. Alright, so let's grab... Yep, we'll grab this thing right here. I don't know why I said it like this thing. Let me go ahead and back this up into the shed here. This is why the trees gotta go. It's just kind of in the way. Although I do like the looks of it around here. But when it comes time to, you know, putting things away or taking things out, it can kind of get in the way of you. Right, PTO shaft, drop that off, and then the spreader is going to be down at the other garage. While I'm down there, I think it's already full of lime, but if it's not, I'll top it off, and then we'll see how far we can get with the lime, and then when I need to refill, well, I think we'll just place down another fertilizer, sorry, that'd be a seed shed up here, and we'll get some lime on it then. Oh yeah, and by the way, the corn is growing already, so not too bad. It's looking pretty darn good. So how far can 18,000 liters of lime get me on precision farming on a field that desperately needs it? Probably not far at all. But hey, it needs it. I've probably got to refill twice. Actually, maybe more than that, because this spreading width for lime is not as good as it would be as with fertilizer. It's not going down as fast as I originally thought it might. And this is another job you probably wouldn't do in the rain because the lime would just stick to those spreaders and it would clog up, and yeah, you can just picture the mess that you would have. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to spread lime on a field and get a light rain to help wash it and soak it into the ground. Alright, so I'm actually getting along farther than I thought it would. When I saw it being as red as it was on precision farming, I was like, ooh, that's going to eat it on up. But maybe it's not as bad as I originally thought it was. I think about 3 harvests is probably good for lime. I think that's the way it's usually been, so about every 3 years. So, I mean, yeah, if we did have a couple cuts in the grass field per season, I'd be doing this a lot more. But we are just getting 1 cut. I'm not going to worry about getting every little square inch of the grass field like on the corners like I'm missing there. I may go back and try to brush them up if I got extra lime left in the spreader afterwards. But overall, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And then we'll see here soon enough. Once Frank gets done spreading manure on the field, I'll start him at where we started him before and see if he'll continue. Like I said, the game wants to see a change in the field rather than spread fertilizer in the field a couple times over. Got about 2/3 of the field done, so not as bad as I originally thought it was going to be on how much lime that field's going to take. Let's go down here and get ourselves a seed hut. And let's go ahead and we're going to place it where we originally had them. Alright, let's rotate that like this. I think we are going to leave it right there. Let's see if I can get it kind of lined up with the shed. That looked good enough to me. Alright, let's go in here and top off with some lime. I'm kind of facing the wrong way, but it should work. Yep, give me some beautiful, beautiful lime. I think it was like $3,200 to $3,800 depending on the day for lime, so fill her on up and then we'll go over and top off. Frank should have been just about done. I must have missed it, that he was done, but yeah, he's done over there. He's waiting on us to get this done. So yeah, originally I just, I thought field 11 we should be able to afford it with the amount of money I got, but yeah, we're short. Unless let me just double check field number 11. No, not ready for harvest. What is the milk? I have not checked on the milk price. $13.15. I'll think about it in between episodes. Just not sure if I want to. I mean, that price is not bad. It's okay. It's not far off from being really good though. $13.50 is what I consider good, and I've seen the price before at $1,400 in the early stages, and now that I got a lot of milk to sell, it never gets it back up to $1,400. All right, let's go ahead and unfold this now. So you can see I don't have that much more left to go. And I'm going to wait until I get done spreading lime on the field. That way, if I set Frank off, it may go a little faster when I'm going. Not that I expect him to catch up to me, but I'm in no rush. Rain just threw me all off this morning. I thought I was going to get... I'm like, okay, it's just a little bit after 7. It says 9 o'clock. I said, if I play at 1 hour at 1 time the speed, we can get the harvest in and pick up the hay while the harvest is going on, and we're all set to go. And I swear, as I went to hit the record button, it wasn't raining, and as I looked back up to the screen, and I hit the record button, I could hear that little bit of noise. I'm like, what's that noise? I'm like, oh, it's raining. I'm like, okay, we'll go with it. A rainy episode. Now, hopefully Frank pulled far enough off that field where it's not going to be in my way too much. I think I can work my way around it. Nope, not in my way at all. And I'll do one more pass on the way back down here, and we'll set Frank off. Might as well start him in this corner because we're here. It'll just be easier. And I'm going to overlap just a little bit because I want to make sure. Sometimes if you leave too little of a narrow area, precision farming will not put down an application in that area because it's too small of an area. So we'll go ahead and make sure that we leave ourselves some room and it'll see it and actually put down what it needs. You can kind of see the field border now because you can see where the line is. But I mean, if you look closely at the grass, you can kind of see the line anyways. Alright. Let me fold that up. I'll leave that tractor running. And let's turn the Volter around and send Frank on his way. He should be able to fertilize, I would think. Now turn. Oh, a little bit of tire rub. Alright, let's back up because we don't want to get hit too hard with the manure. Alright, so the pH value is perfect. And the nitrogen... still says it's bad. Am I actually going to have to do 3 applications? It's saying 120, 140 in some areas. I may actually have to do 3 applications on this field. Which means I'll probably do 3 applications on the other field. I don't know, it's hard to say. It says bad, and a couple times when I run, also it'll flash up good. So I'm not really sure. Maybe the game needs a restart after I get done here. And maybe it'll recalculate itself. I have no idea what it's doing there. But in between episodes, I'm going to get the other field done. I think I'm going to go ahead because it's not going to take me too long to do that now. I mean, the manure pile's right there with the belt system. It doesn't take me long to fertilize it. It won't take me long to spread some lime on it either. So I'll get this field over here done in between episodes. And hopefully at the beginning of the next episode, we should be harvesting the barley, or sorry, the oat field. Let me go ahead and park this kind of out of the way. We'll just park this right over here. And I can put the flatbed away because we are done with that. So yeah, next episode we'll be doing the barley harvest, and then probably right after harvest, definitely put the straw away and replant the field with some soybeans. And then fast forward until fall, until we're ready to do the corn chaff harvest. And of course the soybean harvest. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Griffin, Indiana. But until then, have a good one.